Hello friends, how are you doing today? I hope you're all doing well. It has been a minute since I posted my last video, and as you can see, I recorded this video way back in September before I had my baby. Life has just been super crazy after having our little boy. A lot of new changes to my life happened all at once, and it was kind of a lot, and so I had to take a little break there for a minute while I figured out motherhood and a couple of other changes that I'm soon going to be announcing on this channel, some new and exciting stuff. Well, I guess I'll tell you guys a little bit. So we are PCSing to a new location, and it's a very exciting location. This process has been a lot and like so much paperwork. If you've ever been in the military, you know how much paperwork PCSing somewhere. I just don't want to give it away because I'm going to do a whole separate video about it. So make sure that you're subscribed if you want to find out where we're going. And I'm also, my next video for sure is going to be introducing our sweet little boy and doing a name reveal. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know what his name is and what he looks like. So if Instagram kind of gets like the first look, so if you want to, you know, get the inside scoop about my life, what I'm doing, definitely go follow me on there because I do post a lot of like things on there too. Okay, switching gears a little bit, I wanted to talk about transitioning into a mom and how kind of difficult it's been. Like, adding a baby to your family has been one of the roughest but most rewarding thing I've ever done. I seriously though love being a mom with every fiber of my being. I really feel like I've felt like for like since I was younger that my calling was to be a mom, and like I definitely feel like I'm fulfilling that calling. And I don't know, like I love just like taking care of my little baby, and watching him grow and get smarter every single day is so fun. You can probably hear him talking in the background. He's so cute. He's very, very talkative. So baby boy, he is about to be 9 months old in a couple days here, and he's just so full of life. He's scooting around, exploring. He's not quite crawling yet, but he's getting there. He's starting to pull himself up onto things. And if you know anything about babies, that's the stage where they start to transition into walking. So that's been very exciting. He loves trying all the new foods. He actually didn't love it at first. He was kind of weird about textures, and like he wasn't very interested in eating different types of foods yet, but I feel like now like he's starting to get used to like different textures. Not all the way there yet, but we're working on it, and he's actually eating the food instead of just spitting it out now. We actually just recently, like probably 3 days ago, just started transitioning him into sleeping in his own room. So that's been a little hard on me just because like I feel like he's being officially like a little bit separated from us. Like we're getting our own room back. He's in his own room, but he's been really good with it so far. He only wakes up probably like once a night now, and he's been waking up consistently pretty much at like 5 a.m. every day, which is always so fun to wake up at 5 a.m. By the way, I just realized I was saying like a lot. I apologize for that. I'm getting back into the swing of things, and talking to a computer or a camera can be kind of hard sometimes. So I'm just trying to get used to it again, basically, because I kind of like lost like, see, I just did it again. Oh my gosh. But just bear with me. These next couple of videos might be, I don't know. I'm gonna try my best, okay? Anyways, you can see me making some padsicles above. Let me tell you, these things were lifesavers during the postpartum part of my giving birth journey. I highly recommend making these. They are actually super simple. So I just got some extra large pads, unscented / no dye aloe vera and witch hazel, and I just put that all over the pad and then stuck them back in the freezer. And yeah, that's how you make them. They're pretty simple. Now it looks like I'm making my bedside postpartum kit. Very essential. But I guess we'll move on to the next topic that I kind of wanted to touch on, which is breastfeeding. Okay, how come nobody tells you how difficult breastfeeding can be? Like, seriously, like no one in my life that have been mothers or just in general prepared me with how hard it was. Like, it took me like a minute for actually me and little baby boy to figure it out. I feel like just like recently, within like the past couple months, like we've really got like the hang of it. The breastfeeding consultants at the hospital, that was a nightmare. They kind of didn't really explain to me that well like how to do it. I mean, granted, I probably should have done my own research to begin with, which I fully regret not doing, because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really do research about it. But to be fair, I didn't know it was gonna be that hard, like honestly. But anyways, so they came in there and didn't explain things very well, and then like I was literally having such a difficult time getting him to latch and stay latched, and they just handed me a nipple shield basically and was like, here you go, like figure it out. And so I was using the nipple shield, no joke, for probably the first like 4 months of his life. Like, I was scared if I went anywhere without it. I had to have one on me at all times, because if I didn't, I was scared that I wasn't gonna be able to feed my baby, and that was stressful. And I didn't know like how to go about weaning him off of it. And then one day I just decided like, okay, I'm going to try this. Like, we're gonna try it. We're gonna, do this thing. And then I took it away and he latched perfectly fine. So I don't know what the issue was really. Like, I don't know if like maybe his mouth was like a little too small, or like maybe we're just figuring things out. I don't know, but he latched like really well for the first time without the nipple shield, and I was like super proud of both of us. I really was. But yes, so breastfeeding was very hard for me. There were many tears, lots and lots of tears, especially like in the beginning when I was using a breast pump to get my milk to come in. If I spilled any milk from transferring it from the breast pump into a bottle to feed him, and I spilled any of it, I would break down and cry, because it probably took me days, okay, not days, but like it took me quite a few pumping sessions, lots of long nights to be able to get a full enough bottle to feed him with it. For the record, let me also just say, pumping was a whole nother ball game too, on top of trying to figure out breastfeeding. I have to hand it to moms who either solely pump, because I actually considered that at one point to just pump, or do dual pumping and breastfeeding, because that is very hard. Like, the mental strength you have to pump and like get up probably 3 or 4 times in the middle of the night to pump for your baby, that's like, you are some strong women, because like I hated it. I absolutely hated pumping. And that's why I ended up just eventually, when we figured out breastfeeding, just exclusively breastfeeding, because pumping and breastfeeding, that was super, super hard. So like, good for you if you're a pumping mama. Let me know down below if any of you had a similar or different breastfeeding journey than I have. I feel like I was just kind of thrown to the wolves about it and not very educated about it. So just let me know if anyone else felt the same way or what your guys' experience is. I'd love to read them. Okay, so there's also a little elephant in the room that I really need to discuss, and that's with our sweet puppy, Juno. So we actually bought Juno when she was already a year old. She's a lovely dog. She loves cuddles and would be in your face all day if you let her. But we've always kind of noticed that she was always like one of those like jealous type of dogs, especially when it came to like our other dog. If anyone gave any ounce of attention to our other dog, Marley, she would literally like jump on the person or push Marley out of the way to get attention, which wasn't really an issue. I mean, like, Marley could care less. Like, it didn't really bother Marley that much, but we were obviously worried about the baby. We didn't know how she was gonna react. We were also very worried about her clumsiness as well, because she was just one of those dogs that would just like bulldoze over everything. Like, she would bulldoze over people's feet. She'll run into you when you're going down the stairs and almost trip you, like things like that. Like, she just wasn't very aware of her surroundings, if that makes sense. That was another factor that we had to consider about the baby, because we can't have her be running a little tiny human over, because she could really hurt him. But anyways, fast forward about 2 months after we have our baby, we kept the dogs separate from him for like a little while, for a couple of weeks, and then like we slowly introduced them to one another. And our worries about Juno were kind of true. She was jealous of our baby, and it was getting to the point where like I would be feeding him or Marcus would be holding him, and she would try and push him or jump in our laps to get the attention away. And like, we've tried and tried and tried to, even like before I was pregnant, to get this habit, like work on this habit with her. And I would look up hours of YouTube videos. Like, honestly, we tried everything except a trainer. But in the end, we ultimately decided that for our family, it was best to rehome her to a family with older kids or someone who didn't have kids, because she was just like a safety hazard for little babies or little kids. And I felt so bad about it. Like, I'm just one of those people that, like, if you get an animal, you keep that animal for its whole life. you know, like animals are family and you don't get rid of family. But this was just a very, very tough situation, and I beat myself up about it for a really long time. And I feel like just more recently I've finally come to terms about it. Like, you know, I read something somewhere, I don't remember where I read this from, it was probably Reddit or something, but someone said maybe that animal was good for your situation at the time, but people's situations change, your situation changes, and maybe that animal isn't the right fit for your family anymore. And you know what? That's life. Life changes, and that's okay. And if Juno, I don't think she was happy in our family. I think she would have been more happy with being the only dog in the home, because she was constantly jealous of our other dog, Marley. And, you know, like, I don't want her to suffer. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she wasn't happy in the situation, if the situation wasn't right for us anymore, it was overall better to rehome her instead of trying to keep her. And that would ultimately be selfish, is trying to keep an animal that they're not happy in the situation. And we would constantly just have to police her around the baby, and you know, that's not a very fun situation for any of us. So we decided to rehome her. We rehomed her to a lovely couple with an 8-year-old boy. So he was an older kid, and we felt comfortable rehoming her to them. They were very, very nice. We made sure that their home would be perfect, and we made sure that they understood what type of dog she was. I let them know, like, hey, she's jumpy, she likes attention, I'm just, you know. And I really think she's happier there because she can have all the attention she wants, and they don't have little kids for, you know, her to be jealous over. So, and she's the only dog too, which is a good thing. Okay, friends, we're coming up to the end of the video, and I just wanted to take the time and say thank you all so much for watching. And if you stuck around for all these years, even if I've been like on a hiatus, I really appreciate you and for understanding. I think I'm finally in a place where I feel like I can be consistent with uploading, and like I'm so motivated to grow my channel. But seriously, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate every single one of you. I don't want to get too repetitive, but thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I'm also on TikTok now, so I'll link my TikTok and my Instagram down below. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys. you.